The internet is genuinely such an interesting place. It's the one place where you would find a massive group of people deciding to vent their frustrations online instead of discussing directly with the person that is causing the frustrations. And as someone that gets to round 54 in this background gameplay that I decided to record for you all, first try by the way, I figured what better qualification is there out there than that to go ahead and review these stories and, share my honest thoughts as I finally peruse the worst that Reddit has to offer to us. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our first story here. The original post is titled, "Am I the asshole for telling my wife I don't give a damn how she drives when it's just her and her kids in the car? But if me or our kids are in it, she must be safe," which is, that might take you aback. It definitely is taking me aback. It quite clearly sounds like the husband isn't in the car, then he just straight up doesn't give a shit, even if it's, the life of his own offspring that is in danger. But anyways, the story starts off by saying, "My wife had 2 kids before we got married, and the have an actively involved father. We have had 2 children of our own." And what? "My wife had 2 kids before we got married, and they have an actively involved father. We have had 2 children of our own. My wife is a terrible driver, but she refuses to acknowledge this. She has been in multiple accidents and even had her license suspended. Not for a DUI or anything, just because she is a shitty driver. She will do stuff like reach into the back seat to deal with a kid rather than either pull over or let me or one of the older kids deal with it. She got T-boned in August last year." This was posted in 2024, so 2023. "Because she took her foot off the brake at a red light to pick up my son's soother that had fallen out. She didn't," literally the poster instantly answers my question, that I was about to ask. They say, "She didn't put the car in park. Thankfully, only she was injured." Like, do you hear the phrasing of this story so far? Thankfully, only she was injured. Yes, thank the Lord that it was only my wife that got hurt. That's okay. My wife getting hurt is completely fine, but anyone else, oh no, that's bad. No, that's bad. Oh, that's a lawsuit waiting. That's bad. But other people getting hurt is bad, but my wife is totally fine. Dude, what in the actual fuck am I reading, man? Holy shit. Anyways. All 4 kids were in the car. I have had it. I told her that she is welcome to endanger herself and her kids, but that if I am in the car or if our children are in the car, she will keep her eyes on the road and her hands on the steering wheel. This is just a very interesting way to handle the situation all around. Why would you even welcome it? It just doesn't make sense. Again, like, why are you saying that it's okay when you're not there? Call me insane for having this hot take, but I think you would want her to be safe no matter what. You would rather discourage the behavior, wouldn't you, than have her do it? Because I don't know, if you care about the kids, okay, I think that's the issue. I literally read that part earlier, right? The kids are not. It sounds like the kids aren't his, but like, I don't know. Maybe we just need more context here. It's still insane to want an injury to happen to kids, even if they're not your own, but let alone your own like wife. I don't know. Don't you? I don't know. There's just like at least a basic concept of love, let alone empathy or something like that. That should be just, I don't know, somewhere in the mix that I'm really not seeing at all. Story continues. "She is finally at the point in her rehab where she can drive again. I reminded her of what I said. I told her that I loved her. I said that her older kids were important to me and that I love them too. But I told her that if she ever decided to do stupid shit while driving, our relationship would be over And I would make it part of our divorce that she not be allowed to drive with my kids in the car. I mean, okay, that makes sense. But again, why only like your kids in the car? Um, it's weird. It's like we're grasping at straws here, and the straws are the holographic representation that was created by Plankton's wife in SpongeBob. Like what are I don't know what we're reaching for here. So it continues. She started crying and said she didn't do it on purpose. I asked her how exactly she took her hands off the wheel, took off her seatbelt, took her foot off the brake, and turned around to pick up the soother by accident. She said that I'm treating her like an idiot. I don't think I am. My children have to be safe. I really don't know how to. I feel like this story is really jumping around a lot of very important points. Again, the main one being how OP, I don't know what I call them, op. I'll call them op because that's the way the AI voices say it. Op in the story literally just said at the very beginning that I'm going to assume it's a he. I'm going to assume it's a he. He doesn't care what happens to the offspring, to the children, to the wife, as long as he's not there, right? That was my understanding so far. And now he's like trying to turn the narrative, literally his very own narrative, not a narrative that anyone else created, by the way. This is a post that he fully posted on his own. I have taken the torch from yesterday, me, and I am continuing to cover the story on the next day. And there's a lot of things that I obviously didn't realize. I have not read the rest of the story. I'm doing this blind, but it's pretty clear that, the husband op in this story got into a relationship where his wife came in with baggage, came in with other kids, but obviously at one point or another op did have to agree to this, right, to kind of naturally progress the relationship from just knowing this stranger to eventually having her become his wife. I guess that's the part that was really confusing me the most in the story, but it clearly, there's kids that aren't his. Just to, point out the very large and obvious elephant in the room for probably everyone that's watching this. So keeping that in mind, there's probably some love and empathy that was there at first. Obviously, no shit. That's how she, becomes the wife, and he maybe saw himself having some sort of future where he would take care of the kids, but clearly all those feelings are out of the window because the driving situation has just taken such a toll on his sanity. So I'm a bit more understanding. I'm a bit more in Op's shoes at this point in the story. So let's keep going. Op says, before you ask, I try and do as much of the driving as I possibly can. I have stopped drinking when we go out. Ooh. Those are some dangerous words to put one after the other. Yeah. I have stopped drinking when we go out. Okay. I appreciate him trying to take some responsibility though, and not mixing the two. That's always a nice thing to hear. Continues. I traded in my car that I loved for an SUV, so there's room for all of us. I offered to pay for Uber so she didn't have to drive if I wasn't available. She actually likes driving. That is very nice of him to do. Very, very nice. Her ex and her parents are on my side. Wow, even her ex. That's how you really know you fucked up when you got the ex siding with you. He also told her that if she ever thinks about endangering his kids, he would either go for full custody or ask that she be barred from driving with his kids in the car. Her parents have threatened to stop helping her pay her stupid high insurance premiums. Well, it sounds like the entire world, including his wife's previous world, is literally against her. And yeah, I don't really get what would encourage this type of behavior from her at all. I don't know. It just takes 1 second, like get to a red light, pull over to the side or something, put the car on park. I don't know. It just seems like common sense to me and probably everyone else too. Like, if you need to reach for something in the back, you would want the car to not move at all. You don't want it to go anywhere. If you're gonna, completely take your attention off the road, take your foot off of the two pedals that you have, assuming the car's automatic, Yeah, I guess not. Maybe not all people have common sense. It is what it is. She thinks we're being unfair because she loves her kids and would never intentionally harm them. Clearly, I mean, this line in the story just shows me she has a complete and total lack of self-awareness. She would never intentionally harm them, yet she's the one choosing to do a full 180, no scope, turning, towards the back seat to try and reach for some shit that fell at literally the worst possible time to do it. Like, again, I think her actions would be completely fine if she just takes a moment to put themselves in a safe spot on the road, off to the side, or even at a red light where you have, a solid 30 seconds to a minute of idle time. That's the perfect time to do whatever the hell it is that you want to do. But I feel like maybe there's some impulses in there. I don't know. Maybe there's something with the kids. Maybe it's getting to a breaking point for her too. I'm just I'm really doing my best to squeeze myself in there and understand both sides of this, but I'm having a tough time, honestly. All right, there's one last line here, and it says, she just loses concentration when one of the kids needs something and doesn't think to ask for help. Yeah, exactly. Loses concentration, I think, is a ginormous understatement. I think it's quite clear that the wife completely forgets that she's driving and that she's not just playing a video game, RPing in GTA 5. I think she has a total disconnect from reality and forgets that she's the one behind the wheels and that there are genuine real life consequences to her turning around to try and grab something in the car, or just the general consequences of suddenly completely taking your attention off of the road, let alone your attention off of the literal things that you need to drive. So there's actually a little update to this story. Is there? No, this looks like a summary here. Oh, but there's some more info in here apparently. Okay, so there's a little update to the story. It says my wife. It gives a summary and an update. It says my wife was involved in a single vehicle accident. She was seriously injured, but thank goodness no one else was in the car with her. Oh, yeah, no, that's an update. So there's a okay. Let me just go backtrack. Surely I'll remember to cut out the other part. There's a mini update to this story that happens just about 2 months later, and Op writes, my wife was involved in a single vehicle accident. She was seriously injured, but thank goodness no one else was in the car with her. I have spoken to her about her driving habits and I warned her. I went to see her in the hospital and then I went to a lawyer. I am also going for full custody with only supervised visitation for her. It's great that, Op is sticking to his guns here and doing what he said he was going to do in the other part of the story. At this point, yeah, I mean, the wife genuinely is a serious danger to literally herself as well as everyone else that would be with her in the car. Yeah, I don't even get how she has a license at this point. The story continues. I'm sick to death of her driving habits. I will not wait for her to injure or kill one of our kids with her bullshit. I feel bad for doing this while she is in the hospital and facing charges, but I can't take any more chances on her. Yeah. No, I wouldn't feel bad. I would not feel bad. I feel like now I understand Op in the first part of the story before this update. Obviously, it gets to a breaking point, where things are just so bad, you don't know where else to turn to. So you just say, fuck it, let me post it online and see what people think. Get other people's thoughts, probably, seek some validation for the insanity that is Op's life. Yeah. Nah, bro. Like, genuinely NTA divorce. All right. There's another update. Wow, over a year later. This is 1 year and 6 months later. Post is titled, I feel terrible making this post about my ex-wife's driving. All right, let's see how this story wraps up here. So they summarize by saying, my ex must have had ADHD or something. She'll be driving and then decide to look in the back seat or on the floor of the car instead of pulling over. She was badly hurt when she took off her seatbelt at a red light to get a soother that my kid had lost rather than pull over on park. I told her if she did it again, I was going to divorce her and take custody. All right. She was in physical rehab for a while. She then drove into Canal by the mall because she didn't put the car in park when she was getting paperwork from the back seat. Holy fuck. This girl is genuinely just allergic to the levers in the car that allow her to cease any movement from the vehicle. It's literally just moving the gears to park, and like 90% of her problems would be solved. But she just needs to have the awareness that is the first action that needs to take place before you know, before the next thing comes into place. This is like I don't even know if ADHD would count this, because this is I don't know if she's like daydreaming in the moment, or so. How did she pass the road test? Who gave her the license? These are the kinds of questions I'm asking myself now. Like, this is insane. After my ex drove her car into a canal, I was done. I knew she was going to get my kids injured or worse. Both me and her ex went for full custody of our kids. And part of the divorce settlement in my case was that she was not allowed to drive my children anymore. Yeah, so you literally got both sides. Her current husband and even her ex-husband saying, fuck this, fuck any of this that she's doing. I'm out. I'm pulling out. Again, it's it's actually insane how even the ex-husband is hearing about this and does not want any part of it. Like, again, just lacking the full self-awareness of her actions. I really wish the story would include like her side, because there has to be some serious shit going on, man. Like, I would hope that, before you let something build up, first you obviously try to take matters into your own hands. If the suggestion is to park, or at least the logical conclusion, this suggestion, like, just put it in park. You try it. If you can't do it, I think you kind of gotta let go a bit and accept that maybe you're not the safest driver, and maybe just don't drive. If you enjoy it, sure, yeah, drive, but like, uh, again, I think I'm just going in circles here with the suggestion that, like, if you need to physically turn your body around for something, there's obviously plenty of like opportune moments, plenty of right times to do it, but you can't just like do it without thinking about what's going on first. It just takes a few moments, but I don't know. It looks like that part of the reasoning in her consciousness is clearly like lacking, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what the hell she's doing behind the wheel. She just really should not be behind the wheel at all. Continuing the story here. Our divorce was rough, and I still loved her. I just couldn't risk the kids. Oh man, that sucks to hear, even though it's through text. She got a dog. Okay, that's just a random sentence there. She got a dog. The dash cam her insurance forced her to get showed that the dog was making puke noises in the back seat. Oh no. Oh no. Why'd she get a dog? Why'd she get a dog? This is horrible. Maybe she knew she was gonna lose the kid, so she was like, fuck it, let me get a kid of my own. And of course, as you guys can probably guess at this point of my reading and yapping, what is she gonna do when she hears the dog making puke noises in the back seat? Just like all the other times, you guys. What a surprise. If you were in a game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you would have gotten the answer right, clear as day, without any hesitation. Of course, she turned around to look at what the dog was doing. She got hit by a semi when she drifted into oncoming traffic. Holy shit. Holy shit. My kids lost their mom. Their older siblings lost their mom. I lost a co-parent I still cared about. Her parents lost a daughter. Wait, she fucking died? Sorry, I just need to actually process that. What the fuck? Did she die? All right, it ends with it ends with Op saying, "I feel awful, but a few of you have asked for an update. I think I'll be forgetting about this account forever now. I probably will not reply to questions. Just felt like the folks that helped me before my want closure." Dude, that's like the worst closure. Why did I pick this story for story one? I feel horrible. Oh my God. Yeah, no, she genuinely died. I'm like reading the comments. I know I just read the story, and maybe I'm the one that's lacking reading comprehension here, but Jesus, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I was not expecting the story to end like that. I I would there's nothing for me to really like joke about. Yeah, okay, great. The kids are safe. The kids are safe, but Jesus, man, that must be just traumatizing all around. Especially because the divorce was rough. I'll still actually, loved her. What a way to start this video, man. These things happen. It sucks. I I think the license should have really just been taken away a long time ago, man. That's such a fucked up way to go. I know that truck driver is probably gonna be like forever traumatized. Op as well. Only good thing to really come out of the story is that the kids are safe from both sides. From Op and also from the ex. That's the only thing I can say, man. I don't even know how can I go to the next story on such a sad note. But I'm just gonna close this story out. That was story one. My gosh, that's That's all right. Yeah, that's it for story 1. Story 2. It is titled "My Brother Hacked into Everything and is Trying to Control My Life." I'm in my second year of undergrad at a state university in California, and I'm having an issue with my brother, who in his late 20s and a computer engineer. This is relevant to my issue. As a side note, I know very little about computers other than basic Googling skills. And it turns out also writing a pretty coherent Reddit post, in my opinion, so far. Able to understand most things here. Looks like they're very well equipped here. I think Op is underestimating their skills. My brother is a very type A person, very perfectionist and hardworking, often to the detriment of himself and others. Ooh, that does not sound fun at all. He is a nice and positive person and is successful in the traditional sense, but he is very controlling and has a bit of an overblown ego. So it sounds like everything has to go the brother's way or the highway. This sounds like a very solid recipe for disaster here. I'm scared to see the direction that this story goes. I'm a much more relaxed person, and the two of us share very little in the way of interests or guiding philosophies. I'm a visual arts major who likes to draw, and he's the type of person who watched Fight Club and thought that Tyler Durden was onto something. We get along but have hostilities. Unfortunately, I haven't seen Fight Club yet, and I think I wouldn't be able to talk about it even if I did, because I heard something about breaking the first rule of Fight Club or something like that. Yeah, it definitely sucks when you have siblings and can't relate to much, but it happens. My brother resents the fact that I am not like him and that I don't look up to him as a role model. He is very fond of mocking my interests slash hobby slash career plans, and he often talks about literally a plan for me in which I change my major to engineering and start taking his advice. When he brings this up now over the phone, I stop talking to him for whatever amount of days slash weeks until he apologizes and we do it all over again. Yeah, honestly, this type of person really would bother the shit out of me as well. That's kind of annoying, you know, when someone else tries to like shove down their beliefs into your throat because they swear that like they know what's best for you. I'm like cringing because, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of used to be like that. I kind of used to be like that years ago. I had this weird phase where I was trying to act like some sort of fatherly figure, acting like, guys, what you're doing is a waste of time. You have to lock in, start a business. Or what the, I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, some shit about drop shipping or whatever the fuck. Like, bro, I just needed to shut the fuck up. Like, it's fine for you to have interests and, you know, go down whatever route you want to go down, but to try and get other people on it, like, I mean, you could just give like a gentle little nudge, you know, and just kind of talk about what it is you're doing, but not everything has to be about you. And I genuinely cringe at that part of myself that's in the past, but thankfully that is staying there in the past. I fully recognize that everyone has their own hobbies and interests and passions, and there's no need to, you know, just try and honestly just to try and change other people. I think that's the already at the core of the story. This is like the biggest thing that Op's brother is definitely lacking on, and it could just be one of those things that comes with time, or it could be one of those things that, you know, maybe he just needs some professional help to be able to recognize his own behaviors and stuff. But I'm hoping that by the end of the story, this guy you know, comes around and is hopefully acting a little differently. Maybe we get a positive ending. Honestly, maybe we don't, because this is of course a Reddit post that could even be made up. I don't know. We just gotta kind of treat it like a movie and accept it for what it is. 2 weeks ago, my brother made a joke referencing a piece of digital art I drew on a laptop. I didn't think anything of it until I realized after the call ended that I never posted that piece of art anywhere, not even onto any cloud service. It had only been available on my physical laptop. Yikes. Yep. Clearly, this is it's starting to get muddy here. Yeah, I mean, what other way is there for the brother to see what that art that they drew was? Ugh, that's disgusting. I was nervous and downloaded malware bytes, but it didn't find anything. Thinking back, I also recalled my brother making a joke about something I said to a friend privately on my Discord, which also was not publicly available. Oh, I mean, I would hope not. I would hope not. I mean, no, considering the, the state of the internet, truly does feel like anything can be online nowadays. Genuinely any interaction I have with people, I do my best to remember that literally anything you say, anything you do can end up online in one way or another, and that there's just no privacy. It's a shitty way to live to some degree, but man, it's just insane the types of stuff they end up seeing online, the kinds of leaks that happens. I mean, people are getting their credit card info and social security numbers stolen all the time. Like, what's to stop from some, weird backdoor shit that comes up, a couple months from now, and then people are able to just straight up rip Discord accounts and whatever other messages you have. There's like always some weird method, some weird thing coming up that lets people see everything that's happening. And yeah, it's definitely a scary place that we are currently in today's society. Like, it's crazy how we are most people literally on Earth globally are like more online than ever before, and just goes to show how much more important it is to try and stay safe. Yeah, okay, the way I'm talking right now sounds like I'm about to lead to a sponsor. There is no sponsor. I mean, surely you guys weren't expecting for there to be a sponsored segment from a channel with 92 subscribers, right? Like, surely not. Okay, it would actually be hilarious if I found the sponsor just like right now to include in it in this video. That would be so funny. But no. Checking Gmail and the few other websites I'm on that showed options, I discovered someone had been logging into my accounts from an unfamiliar computer and had then been doing so for about a week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. I called my brother about this and he laughed and told me that he had remote access to my computer and that he had been checking up on everything I was doing from this point on. I told him that that was ridiculous and he basically laughed and said that people today have no reasonable expectation of privacy anyways. Okay, that's it's crazy. I just want to like a 3-minute vent slash rant about that. But that, okay, just because it's there doesn't give his brother the right to do that. What the fuck? That doesn't automatically make his behavior okay. Oh, just because everyone else is driving 1,000 miles per hour, why doesn't that mean I can do it too? It's like, oh, the top laners in my rank game started bringing smite, so they're ruining my games. Why don't I do it too? Dude, like, this is why I stopped playing League. It's just stupid. I hate the fucking tit for tat culture that there is, where like, oh, like this one bad thing happened and this one bad thing is currently happening. So because other people are doing it, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I can do it. I could do it because other people are doing it. Like, please, please just do your best to find the one brain cell that you have up there at the top, if it possibly exists. Please. This is disgusting. This story is horrible. All right, anyways, without going into detail, I've basically discovered that my brother literally has access to everything in my life. My bank account, school account, my art/chat accounts, all the files on my computer. He has even referenced information that leads me to think there is a very good chance of him having a camera/microphone in my room. He has been in my apartment in the last month, and the only reason I think he might not is because I haven't been able to find it. Oh, God. That's a little too much. That's a little too much. That's weird. And you know what? I guarantee you what the brother's doing the whole time. I'm just trying to do a little soul read here. I think it has nothing to do with Op. I think the brother just wants to know what Op thinks about the brother. I swear, with these people that do these kinds of things, that's really all what it boils down to. It's just the person, in this case Op's brother, being so fucking disgustingly insecure about themselves that they need to dig into shit that they're not supposed to see to try and figure out what really is going on, because in their head they have this disgustingly warped reality that for one reason or another they swear like there's something hiding that they have to find, like they have to dig. They're just deluding themselves into believing that there's some like hidden truth or hidden idea that like this other person doesn't want to say, that and instead of just having an upfront honest conversation with them about like just the way they feel about them or their ideas, they'd rather go down the fucking surveillance rabbit hole, or this person's asleep, let me go ahead and look through their phone and see what I find. and see, let me see if I can find what it is that I think I'm finding. And I'm probably describing like 90% of couples that are in a relationship where one person is like under suspicion of cheating, which is it's a whole separate topic. I mean, yeah, if you're sus about it, literally, what else can you really do? You start getting desperate. It gets to a point where you just feel like there's no other way. Like, obviously, it's gonna the person that is cheating is fully incentivized to hide and lie about it. Duh, no shit. But I don't know. I don't even know how to discuss this topic. This is something for a separate video probably. I have a lot of thoughts on this. Yeah, I need to get back into the story. There is nothing on my computer or cloud files or anything I'm even remotely embarrassed about. But the idea that my brother has all my information is terrible and I want him to stop. I don't feel comfortable in my apartment or using my computer/personal accounts anymore. I'm writing this from my school's library. Jeez. I mean, respect to Op for doing that, but yeah. Like, I'm immediately trying to jump to solutions. Oh, just change your passwords and this and that. But I mean, yeah, they probably live together, right? Did I miss that part of the story? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read anything. I just scrolled back up to the beginning parts of the story, the early parts. I don't see any mention of them living together, and obviously, Op was mentioning how his brother remoted in, which is interesting. I have no idea how someone can even do that, but either way, my first instinct is to like change the passwords. I am guessing at one point or another, Op's brother probably sent him a link to some shit, some inconspicuous link, maybe some meme, some download, some, let's say, oh, my brother's developing a game, so, and he wants me to try it out, so might as well download it. And then lo and behold, all this shit is secretly going on. I feel like it had to be that way. There's no way for the brother to do this without having sent just something for Op to download. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm not some cybersecurity expert, I'm just some guy in the. And yeah, I also fully agree with Op here that even if you don't have anything embarrassing, again, it's just something that should not be happening in the first place. This behavior is just disgusting. I'm personally like literally gagging right now. Is there a way to clearly show him that this is wrong with an amount of force and guarantee my privacy in the future without getting him in serious trouble? My brother is an idiot and I'm pissed at him for this, especially in the way where he acts like it's a joke or that he's doing it to mentor me, which he keeps saying. Like, he has called me knowing my class schedule, which I never told him, and reminded me to go to class, etc. But I don't want his life should be ruined over this, even if he is an asshole. He has also joked about dropping my classes, which I got really pissed at, and he assured me it was a joke, but I still feel uncomfortable that he'd even hint at that. No, this is fucking insane. Op, your brother is genuinely gaslighting the absolute shit out of you and then tries to play it off as a fucking joke. Like, that's not something you play with, especially if you're going to college to try and get a career in something. How is that a joke? Like, genuinely, like where's the punchline? What is funny about that? And I hate the mentoring mindset that Op's brother has. This is like on another level though. People will usually, talk about themselves, assuming that like, oh, this is best for you, this, that, but it's like at another level. It's like a controlling parent. It's even beyond a controlling parent. It's a controlling parent that's also trying to like monitor every single atom that moves within Op's body. It makes micromanaging in a corporate setting look like a fucking joke. All right, let's see. There was an update to the story. The update was posted actually quite literally the next day of the original post. And Op says, without going into a lot of detail, based on some of the stuff I read on here and the conversation with a friend, I realized that the way I viewed the relationship with my brother was incredibly messed up, and I decided to act more seriously about this. I was thinking about how to proceed last night while cleaning, and then I actually found a camera. I know I said I thought there was one before, but I don't think I really consciously did. Oh no. And do you guys want to know the very next sentence in this fucking story? First of all, good. I'm glad Op here has decided to, actually lock the fuck in and take this way more serious, because it is. Again, this behavior's just unbelievably disgusting, and it gets even worse. You guys want to know where the camera was? Op says it was in my bathroom. So there it is. It's no longer just about validating the brother's own opinions. The brother doesn't just care about whether Op likes him or not. He's now also having a literal dick size measuring competition. That is how unbelievably disgusting and immature his fucking behavior is. Like, why would you need to put a camera of all places in the bathroom? Like, obviously, why would you need to put a camera in the first place? But why in the bathroom? What, do you need to know when he pisses and shits? Are you also measuring how long Op spends taking a piss? And maybe you want to try and outdrink the water or Coke or soda or whatever the fuck and outpiss him? And maybe even outshit him too. Maybe Ob's brother really wants to make sure he has the longest piss, the longest cock, the biggest shits, longest showers, just absolutely everything. And he needs to be better than his brother at absolutely everything, so that the brother's point stays validated about this being the right career path. This is the right way to live life. This is the right way to do things. Dude, this is unbelievable. I have gone to the police station and for now have an injunction against my brother. I also reported the computer hacking along with text and a phone message he sent where he both alludes to and directly confirms it. So I don't know what'll happen, but I feel a lot better having taken this right. I appreciate the comments people sent. It helped a lot. Thanks. Yeah, I also feel a lot better about it. Like, I'm surprised how shockingly late Op decided to wait, but I also understand that it is guys, it is very hard to do this when it is someone in your own family. It's by the time you see the abuse happening, it is usually too late. And again, especially when it's someone in your own family, you know, there's a piece of you that hurts. It genuinely hurts when you even have the thought of having to do something like that. But again, if the person is just not willing to change, and you know they continue making your life just a living hell, sometimes you just have no other choice. All right, update 2 happening 8 days later, and Op opens up saying, without exaggeration, this was probably the worst day of my life. After getting served the injunction / temporary restraining order thing, my brother, 1, told my parents, and 2, chose to immediately violate it. He left me several messages that essentially was low-key threatening to ruin my life, and I was scared, so I reported it. He was taken to jail, and to my current understanding, is going to get a type of misdemeanor charge for it if he hasn't already. I don't know if he's in jail right now. Wow. Look at this little crybaby. Wah, Op told on me. Look, he went to the police. Oh no. Oh no, I'm supposed to be able to spy on him. What's wrong with that? I want to see when he takes a shit and jacks off in the shower. That's not fair. No one has privacy anyways. Like, dude, this is fucking disgusting, man. How many times am I going to say that reading this story? I've said the word disgusting far too many times. And I mean, I'm just calling out the behavior for what it is. Like, I would hate to be in Op's shoes right now, especially considering this update where, you know, going to the cops didn't solve anything. It just made it even worse. And now it sounds like his brother's in jail. I knew my parents were going to take his side. How? Oh, I mean, of course. Oh my gosh. Of course. Sorry, I just had to like stop reading just halfway in that sentence. Again, I mean, I'm sure the brother found a way to explain it that made it sound like Op is being the jerk and the asshole here. He's taking things too far. You know, he shouldn't have done that. He should have spoken with them first. Yeah. I can smell that from a miles away. That's probably what happened. But they have effectively disowned me for this. Then now that, okay, now I feel, wow. My parents are very religious, conservative Catholics. I'm not religious anymore, but they don't know that. And they were very upset by me reporting it. That's an understatement. Yeah, I mean, of course. As you guys already know, there's no hate like Christian love. And yeah, I mean, of course, this is the parents' immediate fucking move. It's just trying to effectively disown Op. It's disgusting. There's like so many comments I want to say about things that happen inside of families that everyone just lets slide under the radar, but I'm gonna just keep going. I have enough scholarships where I will be able to continue paying for my living expenses / school with my part-time job, but the way they treated me was horrible. They're very upset because this will probably screw up his college according to the talks we've had. Yeah, no shit. I mean, part of me, not even knowing these guys, part of me kind of hopes it does. Like like, why would he double down? Why would he double down? All he had to do is stop. All he had to do is change his fucking behavior. Stop what he was doing. Hell, he could have continued his behavior. Just stop fucking with Op. Just leave him alone. But for whatever reason, This brother just could not bring himself to do it because again, he's right. He's doing things the right way, the best way. There's no other way. It has to be his way. They said I'm disgusting slash not welcome home, etc. My dad sent me a video of him and my mom burning most of the belongings I left at his house. Not much important to me, but still. What the fuck? They don't believe me about the camera. And my dad said he specifically didn't care even if it was there, just screaming the entire time. Wow, don't you love having great, loving, supportive, religious parents, you guys? Don't you just love it when they burn your belongings because they just love you so much and they care for you so much? They're doing it because they love you. And they don't care if you literally have proof of your siblings' behavior. It's still no, you just should never tell people about it. Just don't tell it. And if he does it, just ignore it. Just ignore it. I'm making so many assumptions here, but I feel like this is the kind of advice that the parents are giving. Again, putting myself in Op's shoes. Or at least the advice they would have given if they weren't having a yelling match and hearing quite literally 0 words coming out of Op's mouth. Probably didn't even let him talk. Probably didn't even let Op talk. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah. I stopped answering my phone and checking my email because it terrifies me. I bought a new cheap computer because even though someone helped me wipe it clean, I'm honestly too scared of using the old one at this point. Yeah, I would do the same. I think there's no amount of wipes that you could do to a drive to, make me feel like there's nothing wrong with it, especially when there's someone that's been on it that really, knows their shit about computers. You'd have to find someone that like one-ups Ops brother and like really knows their shit about computers, but like why? You would always have that lingering doubt when at that point, you might as well just replace the whole thing. And this sucks too because that's money that could have been going to, food, a car, like some type of payment, anything in the future. And of course, unfortunately, Ab has to spend it on a new fucking setup because of their own brother. I haven't left my room in a week. The worst of it is over, I think, but I feel like I felt in a pit. I can't stop crying. Jesus. I would also be very depressed if I was in the situation. Actually, I wouldn't even know how I would feel. I would not know how I would feel. I don't know. I can't even imagine myself being in this position. This is horrible. All right. Update 3 over just a little over a month later. Op says, "Hi, still in California. I'm having some new problems since my last update and I'm unsure how to handle them. I'd like to say things have been good, but they haven't. I had to stop school this semester because I became extremely depressed and couldn't handle the workload of both school/work and some personal things I'm focused on related to my sexual orientation. Planning on going back next semester, really can't focus on anything past work, and my life feels very empty right now. Need to leave the house more, haha, and talk to someone who isn't a customer. My brother is still in police custody and still in the process of getting convicted, which apparently takes much longer than I'd thought. My parents and a few random people their age, who I think they have recruited for this, have been continually harassing me through various electronic means/random phone numbers. They do *67 or something, and spreading false rumors about me, and I was too depressed to deal with it properly with another restraining order/other things, which has been easier to ignore. Yep, they're using the oldest trick in the book, putting *67 and then dialing the number you want to call. It puts it turns you into some like anonymous number and the call goes through. That's actually disgusting. So it sounds like the parents have decided to triple down on the brother's behavior here by getting other people, strangers, maybe even. I wouldn't be surprised if the parents literally paid people to reach out to Op and genuinely just fuck with them. There's no other goal. Maybe this is their way of trying to get revenge for the damage that Op has caused to their their son, and this is the right way to justify their behavior, and it just doesn't get anywhere. You guys, you can't fight hate with hate, except when it is Christian love, of course. My main problem at the moment is that I'm trying to get a new job, but I can't because I need my social security number. When I broke off with my parents and this happened, I had some of my important documents with me, but not the ones that college students won't use on a daily basis, like passport, social security number, birth certificate. I'm embarrassed, but I don't have it memorized. Last time I needed it, my parents sent me a picture before all this happened, but I no longer have that in my text. I called my parents to send them to me, and tried to make it sound like I called the police if they didn't, and my father implied that he either burned them or would never give them to me. He didn't visibly burn them in the video he sent, but I don't know if that was everything. I have trouble talking to him right now, and I couldn't maintain it. I tried calling his parish leader, who I know, and he told me he'd talk to my parents about not giving me the info / harassing me, but it hasn't done anything. If he did, surprise, surprise. Wow. I mean, obviously there's like crimes within crimes happening here. And yep, it's literally just the case of parents tripling down on their perfect, trophy son that will never do anything wrong. Also, I want to change my name, and I'd appreciate if anyone knows the best way to go about doing that, or if it'd be too much of a pain right now. Not that big of a deal, and honestly still lazy, but would make me feel better if it's not a big thing. Thank you very much. The people here have been very helpful to me at a point in my life where I don't really have anyone to talk to or to give me advice in regards to these type of legal issues. Yeah, I'm just hoping that Op is really able to figure something out here before the story ends. There is another update 4, but before we go there, I really do just want to say that I just really don't get how the parents in their shoes think that they're doing the right thing. Like, what's the lesson here to be learned? What can you take away from this to come out a better person? Op decides that things have been taken too far because and the brother doesn't want to stop, so he puts them in jail. So the parents respond by not hearing anything that Hop has to say, just not giving a singular fuck about his side, and sending a video of them burning everything. Like, what's the goal? I wouldn't be surprised if they felt good recording that video. It's like rubbing salt in the wound. Like, why even burn shit in the first place? What's the I don't understand. There's just no logic to it. Like, what was it supposed to be, some sort of scare tactic? Did they think that things would have been better by doing this? Like, it's insane. And then these are the same parents to wonder why their kids never talk to them after they move out. Anyways, we're going on to update 4 now. Posted 3 months later. I just want to make this post because I think it's good to make a point about how the world actually works, and I don't like leaving things under the false impression that everything ended up being okay. Well, shit. I was hoping they would turn out being okay, but it sounds like it's time to take the roller coaster downhill. The last 5 months of 2018 were the worst months of my life because of everything that happened with my brother and me being disowned by my family, my family's friends, and many others who I thought I knew / respected. I ended up getting my documents back without too much trouble, but after that, everything has been a loss. My brother was not really punished in any substantive way. Dude, what do you mean? How? That's insane. How is there not a... Okay, I don't know. My parents have endeavored to protect him, and he basically got something on the level of probation, no jail time. He was fired, but has been hired again with a much better job with a small private company because, I'm told, of a connection with a colleague. He, or my parents, but I think him for various reasons, had various people call me up from unlisted numbers with vaguely threatening messages, calling me a whore or just breathing on the phone until I had to get a new number. Rumors have been spread about me to the point where I don't feel comfortable even talking to nice people I knew because I'm afraid they'll judge me based off things they've seen that aren't true. I'm not going to be able to go back to college this semester because of personal and financial reasons, and I basically have lost all my friends due to either personal insecurity, severe depression, or the rumor. I don't leave my house outside of work, and I'm not taking care of myself in the way I should. Very grossly thin and pale, working on getting better though, and I've been having very terrible dreams about going to hell and burning alive forever, which are driving me crazy. I'm not going to do anything dramatic, but mentally, I'm not where I need to be. I'm not trying to make this a pity party, and I acknowledge that I'm a big part of the reason this happened, in the sense that I'm not handling it in the most productive way. And I'm not asking for help. I have a shitty job that allows me to stay alive fine, just having trouble getting to school, which I think I'll be able to start again this summer. But I want to emphasize how fucked up the whole system is. This is the second time in my life I've been put into this position, and my first time as an adult, and someone who's trying to report it, and either way I have been screwed, lied to, and watched the person who ruined my life get away and live happily ever after. Nobody cares about people who get violated, and I understand why they don't come out and report. It's all rigged. Gosh, I know Op literally just said that they're not trying to turn it into some sort of pity party, but this is just horrible. all around. Literally. It feels like Op's entire life is everyone is just against them. I wouldn't be able to do anything other than feel like shit and feel helpless and just not even trust anyone. Like there's just too much damage that has been done, and it might even sound like it's irreversible, but yeah, it really is fucked up that they somehow found a way to basically give the brother here a very nice and lean and very calm slap on the wrist. Like this is disgusting. My brother, his girlfriend, which I just want to pause there. His girlfriend. I wonder if she knows she's being watched. That's all. I needed to take a moment to pause in this part of the story. And my parents are almost 2 week long Hawaiian cruise right now, smiling and laughing, and I'm in my apartment, still unable to sleep right because of all this. Happy New Year, enjoy your cruise, haha, what a cool picture of a water slide, XD. Again, thanks to this community at the least. It was a big help in the early stages when I needed to get my thoughts together, and I really appreciated it. I hope everyone who was cool about it gets the type of life they deserve. Really, thank you. Oh my gosh. Op sounds like she has such a nice and warm heart despite everything that she's gone through, man. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit top to bottom. There's a fifth update though. The story actually continues even further. And this update comes like 4.5 months later. I moved to another state now. For the purposes of the final update, it doesn't matter. Things have settled for me as of 4 weeks ago, and I remembered a lot of people sending me messages and PMs, so I thought I would give a final update. Life isn't good in the sense that everything is perfect. I 100% absolutely do not believe in karma or that good things happen to people who do good and vice versa with evil people, but things ended up working that way in this scenario after all this shit. Oh, thank the Lord. Let's see what happened. Long story short is 3 months ago, my brother was diagnosed with a terminal illness and he died about 2 months later this April. Well, shit. Okay. Why? How did I end up picking two fucking stories where someone just has to die and it's like the only way for people's lives to improve? What is wrong with me? I chose these blind. I just read the title and thought like, oh, okay, yeah, this is probably a good thing to cover. But so far, we're 2 for 2 with people having absolutely disgusting types of behavior, and the only way it gets solved is by them dying. Jesus. All right. We don't have a family history with this, and I found out about it more than a month after his diagnosis. Did not see him after his death, and whatever campaign he had to bug me with his buddies just stopped all of a sudden when he found out about it. So I guess he lost interest once he found out he didn't have much time. I don't know many details because I'm not involved, and I obviously didn't try to be, but he's dead. I'm glad. Felt bad about it for a day or two, and then just thought, no, really done with it. The universe threw me one fucking freebie, and I'm going to appreciate it. I honestly feel freer and happy, and I hope he died in as much pain as could be expected. Damn! Understandable, though. Very understandable. My life is quote unquote good right now. The past 9 months have been some of the worst times of my life, but things have settled into almost niceness. Uni is postponed at the moment and maybe forever, but I found a good job I like in a much cheaper state that I like more and don't have to work at a lot. I have plenty of free time now and I'm having fun with it instead of sitting in misery. Started drawing again and reading incredibly depressing online superhero novels. Also pushing myself to make new friends and going to look into therapy soon, feeling alive, taking care of my health again, and I'm not under eating anymore. Let's fucking go, Op. Let's fucking go. By the way, yes, the whole thing about like moving to a cheaper state, I just need to give a mini vent about this. I don't know what the obsession is with New Yorkers swearing that like New York is like amazing and the best thing ever. I don't know, maybe I truly am reaching unk status, but it just it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. What do you mean you're gonna pay 3K a month for a room that is smaller than a fucking 24-inch cardboard box? And it'll have no ventilation. You'll have to go to the hallway and take an elevator if you want to take a shit. You'll have to fucking take the bus 5 stops to be able to do laundry, and you're gonna be happy with it. Like, what do you mean? I don't understand how people are happy with this in New York. Like, the rent price is insane. Just all the prices of everything is insane. Doesn't matter where you go. Uptown, downtown, east town, west town. Everything in New York City. Just specifically New York City. I imagine upstate New York, it's probably just as cheap as anywhere else that's like rural, suburban. But oh my gosh, I can't stand New York City anymore. MTA continues to swear that, oh, we'll fix the trains. The trains will get better. Bro, I was taking the train since fucking high school, when I started high school in like the middle 2010, and just it's just gotten worse somehow. I don't understand how. Maybe my standards have risen, but I feel like, just objectively speaking, the trains have gotten worse. There's no like, oh, we're gonna improve the signal so the trains move faster, bro. What do you mean? There's still delays every other day. You'll have to like fucking check the MTA app better than the security guard in Five Nights at Freddy's checking the cameras, making sure an animatronic isn't running down behind you. Because guess what? That could literally happen as well in New York City at any moment. It's crazy. I was visiting just a few months ago, and the one station that I decided to get in to wait for the train, we all start getting a weird smell. Everyone's giving themselves weird looks. And as the train takes off, after getting in, I look out the window, and there is literal human shit being fucking cleaned out of the station, man. Like, what? Literal human. First time in my life. Yeah, just adding this on after. A big piece of advice to anyone that is considering visiting New York City. If the train cart is empty, it's empty for a fucking reason. Don't get in. Don't get in. Trust me, you'll remember me when this happens. You'll thank me for the advice. Do not enter the empty MTA train cart thinking that you're oh, this one's empty. There's plenty of seats here. Yeah, oh, good news. Great. I don't have to stand for this commute. Guys, do not under any circumstances enter the one fucking MTA train cart that is empty. Do not do it. Do not do it, and please do not do it. You never know if there's some weird guy up to nothing. Bro, I was literally walking the other day, just walking home. I looked up at some buildings, and then I looked back down, and there's a guy that's jumping up, trying to basically fit himself into my eyes FOV. And then he goes, "The fuck you looking at, man? I'll knock you the fuck out." Like, bro, I wasn't even trying to look at you. This guy put himself into my view, my literal vision. I looked up at the building, thought, yeah, that's a nice sunset, nice weather today. I look back down, and he's like literally on his tippy toes, trying to like get me to look at him. I spent no more than like 0.2 seconds looking at him, and then he drops that line. Like, how I don't get how people are okay with New York. I think New York is great when you have the money for it and you can like live luxuriously and not give a fuck about these prices. I think that's genuinely what the city is designed for, and for everyone else it just sucks. That's my hot take here as a random side vent in this Reddit. All right, let's continue. Parents have reached out twice and I ignored them. Yep, that's the only right thing to do. Planning to do again and forever. I hope they rot and I don't feel bad about it anymore. Sick of feeling guilty. Sick of feeling sick. They're the fucked up people, not me. All I want to do now is hear about whenever they go and join my brother. Damn! Again, but very understandable, guys. There's no hate like Christian love. Y'all already know this. I talked about it earlier in this reading. Yep, there's literally no solution, and it also sucks that in this case it is both parents. It's literally like, feels like full house here, full family against Op, and it really sucks when you don't have even one person that's somewhat understanding, somewhat trying to listen to both sides. Unfortunately, Op was dealt a very shitty card here, but it sounds like they're doing a very good job of, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to say my brother suddenly got cancer and died and that fixed everything and I'm happy now, because that isn't true. But he died and I'm glad about it. And yes, it did make me feel happy and I'm finding it much easier to be happy now. I wish I could say I didn't need luck to fix my problems, but whatever. Man, sometimes it just is what you need. When it feels like the entire world is against you and there's nothing that you can do, you know what I mean? It's always easier said than done to just try and ignore it. Try and, just move on, just block them. Whatever. So what if your brother spies on you? Like, of course there is a big what. It's not so what. This brother was like literally spreading it and sharing with friends and trying to shove down their, his beliefs on into Op's throat. Like, it it was disgusting, man. As I've said already like 6 times. Sometimes you really do need luck to fix a horrible, shitty situation. But I will say there was no luck involved with Ops' actions of, moving states, moving somewhere that was cheaper. I think that the physical separation there was a big, big W, big step in trying to fix life in general. Thanks for everyone who sent me messages and offered me types of help, even if I didn't take it. I had 4 one-time conversations with 4 people, and that meant a lot to me. Hope only nice things happen to you guys. Thanks again. Wow, that's such a very nice way for this story to end. Very happy for Op here. Very happy that they've decided to, take their life into their own hands. Try to find a way to make things better for themselves. Because again, yeah, there was luck involved. Yeah, if you want to consider the brothers passing a lucky event, yeah. That was lucky, but it was still Op's choice to get the fuck out of there. I mean, obviously there's pressure to do it and everything, but there's nothing forcing them to actually go, and I'm glad they decided to. There's a comment here from someone that says, so the ultra-religious conservatives don't care that her brother was wanking to his sister in her shower? Where do they say that that's okay in the Bible? Thou shalt rub one out to your sister because you want to. I don't know, it just stood out to me. I thought that was hilarious, and yeah, it's just insane that the parents refused to listen to her. Like, why were they? I can't ask why. It all comes down to God and Jesus. It's all out of love. It's always all out of love, you guys. All right, I wanted to make this video like a massive 50-minute banger, but I'd rather get this out with what I have now, just to kind of see how things go. I would love to please, critique, let me know how I did in the comments, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!